Here's an AFN News update for you on your Labor Day holiday. I'm Bronson Woodruff. The United States military and Iraq launched a joint raid targeting suspected Islamic State group terrorists in the country's western desert. It killed at least 15 people and saw 7 American troops hurt. Officials said this on Saturday. For years after dislodging the terrorists from their self-declared caliphate across Iraq and Syria, U.S. forces have fought the Islamic State group, though the casualties from this raid were higher than in previous ones. The U.S. military's Central Command alleged the terrorists were armed with, quote, numerous weapons, grenades, and explosive suicide belts, end quote, during the attack on Thursday. Iraqi forces said the attack happened in the country's Anbar Desert. It was not immediately clear why it took 2 days for the U.S. to acknowledge it took part in the raid. Iraq did not say the U.S. took part in the operation when initially announcing it, as politicians debate the future of having American troops in the country. We're told there are approximately 2,500 U.S. troops in Iraq. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is suing the North Carolina State Board of Elections in a last-ditch attempt to get his name removed from the state's ballot ahead of the 2024 presidential election. The lawsuit filed in Wake County Superior Court Friday says the board's denial of his request to remove his name as a third-party presidential candidate violated state election law and his right to free speech, according to the News and Observer and WRAL. Since he suspended his campaign, and endorsed former President Donald Trump in August, Kennedy has sought to withdraw his name in states where the race could be close, such as in North Carolina. At the same time, Kennedy made an effort to remain on the ballot in states like New York, where his presence is unlikely to make a difference in the battle between Trump and VP Harris. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump's campaign issued a statement Sunday from the Gold Star military families who invited him to Arlington National Cemetery. This as they defended Trump and insisted that VP Kamala Harris is the candidate politicizing fallen U.S. service members. It's the latest volley in the extended back and forth as Trump tries to saddle Harris with the Biden administration's handling of the chaotic U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021, including a suicide bombing that killed 13 U.S. service members. Harris on Saturday accused Trump of staging a political stunt that disrespected sacred ground where many Afghanistan war dead are buried. Trump and the families of some of those killed in the bombing blame Harris, as they did President Biden before he ended his re-election bid for their loved ones' deaths. The families say the former president was honoring their loved ones when he came to Arlington. Police said on Saturday a man will face misdemeanor charges after he stormed into the press area at Donald Trump's rally in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, before being surrounded by authorities and eventually subdued with a taser as the former president spoke at the campaign stop. This incident Friday came moments after Trump had criticized major media outlets for what he said was unfavorable coverage and had dismissed CNN as fawning for its interview Thursday with his Democratic rival Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz. It was not immediately clear what motivated the man or whether he was a Trump supporter or critic. And that will do it for this American Family News update. Thanks for watching. You can also be sure and check us out on AFN.net for more news from a Christian perspective. I'm Bronson Woodruff.